Another problem with our trash found Briggs Gen Power 10, which is just an L head, flathead Briggs. Very clean. Look at this. This thing can't have a lot of hours on it. Look at this thing. It's like carb was cooked. The on and off switch, non-functional. So when the on and off switch is non-functional, it gets sparked no matter what. You can't turn it off unless you kill the fuel or ground the spark plug somehow. But all it is this. The off side was on this side, on side, and that's what you can reverse it if you want. There's that, and there's that on it. I was like gonna glue it back together, but then I think there's a part over here as well, like the new one has. And made in CN. CN means not Canada, it's China. Some people on the internet think it's Canada, it's China. So this thing's a real cheap POJ. Yeah, it goes like that. Well, this is a real cheap one. I do have an NOS one. I might use that one instead. Alright, you see it's a tab, metal thing, and that. But yeah, cheap. Two little wing ears. That's your connection. You'll see it attached to it as you take it off. Not very hard to get it off. It's 3/8 bolts. There's two on the top, right here. Two on the bottom, which you barely see. You gotta use a wrench for the bottom ones. It's very close to the engine block. And as it comes off, I thought the whole pull start thing was gonna come off with it, or that thing. Nope, that stays on. And then the recoil stays on there. Then I kind of remembered these roll around old shops when I was a kid. Everybody had one of these. But yeah, very simple. 3/8, and that was it. Yeah, and this little oil thing inside a connector on it. Bolex connector. Yeah, I think the switch just grounds against this thing, and that's what kills it. Pretty sure. Interesting. Simple design, but cheap ass part. Well, one thing they say, do not turn it until it's on. And it does go in, but you have to put that, it's very tricky. Put that ear in first, clear that, and then there's a slot on it. Fix my rust. And then it goes in straight, and then you should be able just to push it all the way down. Yeah. Okay, on. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that should ground against the engine when it's off. Stupid design. I have no idea where that little tang went. Definitely it fell off in here. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Probably get kicked out, ground up. I don't know. I'll look for it for a minute. But that's weird. Very weird. That is off of there. But that's how you change it. That was the broken one with the missing tang. That was the Chinese one, so I'm probably going to return because it's cheap POS. And I used the NOS one. The new part is that though. 692309. And the old part is that. I think it's from 1987. No idea. But the Chinese one, it's pretty crappy looking. It's not molded very well. It's missing a slot. Like that doesn't really exist too much on that one. It's a piece of junk, really. Interesting. Another thing, the tab on this was a little up. I'm not sure if it has to match the original, but I kind of made its profile the same. It might have caused a problem. Alright, let's throw this thing back on. We gotta take this apart too, this fuel pump. Rebuild it as well. It wasn't rebuilt correctly by someone previous. Yeah, I thought this was a whole more process to get this on and off. But yeah, these two screws up, bolts. The bottom one's really weird. There's a magnet in that flywheel that really grabs onto that cover. You see what I mean? You gotta use a wrench. There's one on the other side too. First time working on one of these. See, there's another one over there somewhere. On the bottom. But yeah, not too hard. I thought it was more involved. Yep, we screwed up. There's bigger bolts on the top, there's shorter bolts on the bottom. So make sure you don't mess that up, as I just did. I see why it's not working correctly. I was putting those screws in the bottom. I was feeling resistance. Shorter screws bottom, longer screws, so the screw size is different. I never noticed when I was taking it out. I grouped the two together. Live and learn. Interesting. Take note. This Chinese one is junk. It doesn't even turn. I'm putting it back together and returning it because it's molded wrong. But that's the part that kicked out of the other one. Weird.